Let's do some PowerPoint video magic.
Here's a presentation with a video in it, with a jump cut in it.
Ahem. Jump cut? Anyone?
That jump cut was made in PowerPoint, remember? Next slide. We just click, and the video expands to fill the screen.
This is a video. Blah, 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 blah.
We also have a skip button to skip past the boring stuff.
Fine. I'll do something interesting.
And the video shrinks back down the way it was before. We have a video with the PowerPoint media controls visible. We click play and... What the fuck?
Tech Panther, let's see how that was done, shall we?
First of all, I'm going to be changing the layout to blank just to make things cleaner. To insert a video, click Insert, then Video. You'll notice that you get two buttons here, Video on my PC and Online Video.
Curse you, Microsoft, trying to force us to use SkyDrive! Or OneDrive, like they had one reason for the name change.
I'm going to be using this cheesy video I made. You'll notice that I get controls for playing the video. I also get two new ribbon tabs. Format, which gives me video effects,
which slow down your computer because those video effects are applied in real time, unlike picture effects, which are applied once per change. Anyway, back on topic.
And playback, which gives me more interesting controls such as volume, trim video, and adding bookmarks. For the cut to work, I'm going to need a bookmark at the start and end of the area that will be skipped in the jump cut.
Okay, but how are we actually going to do the cut?
Well, we go to the Animations tab. Now, for most objects, there are 4 sections of animations: entrance, emphasis, exit, and motion paths. However, for videos, there's an extra first section, Media. Now, you'll notice that the pause animation is already highlighted. If we click on Animation Plane to view all animations, you'll see that the video has a pause animation that's set to Trigger Test 1. Trigger essentially means that when you click on the video called Test 1, it will pause. We're going to get rid of this animation. And we're going to add a seek animation, which essentially means play from bookmark. It's grayed out right now because we don't have a bookmark selected. So we'll select the second bookmark and click seek. Now we'll set the trigger. Now, triggers can be caused by clicking on objects, but they can also be caused by passing by certain bookmarks. In this case, passing by the first bookmark will cause the video to jump to the second bookmark. One more thing, make sure to add in a play animation that's set to after previous. That way the video will play as soon as you get to this slide. Alright, next slide. New slide and blank. I'm going to be inserting my second test video. Now, to make the enlarge effect easier, I'm going to make this video exactly half of its current size. To do that, I'll go to the Home tab and then click on this button at the bottom of the drawing section. This will give me the Format Video sidebar. I'll click on this button, Size and Properties, go to Size, and set the scale height to 50%. Because videos like to scale in both directions at the same time, we'll wind up with 50% on both values. Now I can just drag this video over toward where I want it and add in the title and caption. To do this, I'll change the layout to Title and Content and set the title to Test 2. And I'll set the caption to What do you think will happen? And to make it look more like a caption, I'll drag this thing over. To prevent you from pausing the video, I'm going to cover the entire slide with an invisible rectangle. So I'll go to Insert, go to Shapes, and Rectangle. Then I'll change the Shape Outline to No Outline. However, I won't change the Shape Fill to No Fill, because this affects the hitbox. Essentially, when the shape is set to No Fill, you can still mouse over the video. As you can see, I can select through the rectangle. So I'm going to turn the fill back on. But I'm going to set the fill color to 100% transparency. Finally, I'll add in my skip button. Now, that's a lot of objects, so I'm going to close this sidebar, click Select, and click on Selection Pane. This will give me the Selection Pane. It's essentially like a layer viewer. I can also name the layers, and I can order them. In this case, I'll put the video on top of the title and caption. Now for the animations. I'll get rid of this one first of all. Then, I'll select my video, and go to the Animations tab, and select Grow Shrink. So I'll right-click on this animation and click Effect Options. Then I'll set the size to 200%. That way it'll double in size, filling the slide. Next I'll want to add an emotion path. In order for me to set up the animation correctly, I'll need a guide. The corner of this rectangle is right in the middle of the slide, so I can just position it right there and test. Oh yeah, I'll set this animation to with previous, and I'll press Shift F5 to view this slide. Oh, not quite. I'm going to zoom in by holding Control and then scrolling up. Now it's working. I'll hide this guide using the selection pane. Now I want to make the video play after it's enlarged, so I'll select the video, go to Animations, and add a play animation. And I'll set it to after previous. That way it won't play until after the enlargement is done. That sounded like a euphemism. Next I'll need the skip button to appear, so I'll add in a bookmark right as things start to get boring. This is a video. Then I'll give the skip button an animation, specifically a fade-in animation, and I'll set the trigger to bookmark 1. By the way, these bookmarks are named after the order they were created, not the order they're in the video. I just happened to create the bookmarks in the correct order. Now I want the skip button to actually work, so I'll position a bookmark where I want the skip button to take you. Then I'll add in a seek animation and set the trigger to clicking the skip button. I want the skip button to go away right after this bookmark is passed. However, a button can't get rid of itself, so in order to make sure nothing goes wrong, I'll add a bookmark just after this one. Now I'll add in a fade out animation for the skip button and set the trigger to the third bookmark. Finally, I want the video to shrink back down at the end of the video, so I'll position a bookmark at the end of the video and add in a grow shrink animation. I'll set the size to 50%. I'll also set the trigger to on bookmark 4. Now, I'll add in the motion path. I'll position the path to be the exact opposite of the original one. Alright, last one.
This last one's gonna involve a bit of hacking, not like illegal hacking or the kind of hacking that requires special software or programming knowledge, just stuff done using tools already on your computer that PowerPoint can't do.
We're not going to be needing the sidebars for this one. However, I will need my Rickroll video. It automatically generates a thumbnail based on the first frame. I'm going to leave this video the same size. That way I can set my thumbnail to be the correct resolution. So I've inserted my thumbnail. Now I'm going to position it to the top of the video and scale it down so that the bottom lines up. In this case, it's lining up with the side, so I'm going to shift it over so that it doesn't. Now I get the correct guide mark. Now I'm going to position it so that it lines up with the center. I do my best to crop out the edges. Then adjust the edges so that it's the exact size. Now I'm going to save this picture. Now it's time to save my presentation. So it's saved, so I'm going to close PowerPoint and go to my Documents folder, where the presentation is. What a lot of people don't know is that presentations are really just zip files. Viewing a presentation as a zip file is as simple as changing the extension, which is much more simple on Windows 8 than Windows 7. On Windows 8, just click View and File Name Extensions. Then we can change the PPTX to zip. On Windows 7, you have to go to the Control panel, which you do through the Start menu, though in Windows 8 I do it over here. Then click on Appearance and Personalization and Folder Options, then go to the second tab, View, and uncheck this box that says Hide Extensions for Known File Types. That way you'll be able to see the extensions. Now we'll open up the zip file. You'll see there's one file and a bunch of folders. This one says PPT, which is short for PowerPoint. All this other stuff is just the properties of the document, not the actual content. Here we have even more files and folders. You'll notice this folder called Media. Inside of it is a bunch of videos and images. Now, why are there 4 images? We only inserted 1 image. Well, there's an image for the preview of each video. This one is the preview of our Rickroll video. We're going to replace this image with our resized thumbnail. The name of this picture is image3.png. Hey, that rhymed. So I'll go to my Pictures folder, and fortunately I saved this as a PNG originally, so I'll just call it image3, oops, no space, then hit Control-C, then go back to here and hit Control-V. I click Copy and Replace, and now I have the new thumbnail. Now it's as simple as changing the zip folder back to a PowerPoint file, and checking my work. And also deleting this picture, since I don't need it. Oh, and I want to resize this video to fill the slide. I keep forgetting stuff. And now it works.
Thanks for watching. Leave suggestions for what I should do in the future in the discussion section on my channel.